Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm very glad you're joining me today. Finally, I'm starting to decorate the envelope journal. In the description box I will link down below how I made this envelope. There are 20 envelopes, all from vintage papers, really old papers, and all kinds of envelopes, the normal straight ones, the square ones, the coin envelopes, and so forward. I'm missing one, and that's this one. I put some texture paste on there, and I didn't do that on camera because lately, I don't know why, it's not really going very well. There's getting a texture paste underneath the stencil. I ordered this is more expensive real texture paste. Normally I used drywall spackle and it was perfect. But I don't know if the stencils are getting too old. I have no idea. That much I didn't use them, but I don't know the reason why, but that's something I don't do on camera. And you can see it here, it's smeared a bit, but yeah, I don't mind. It's I always keep in mind Cara Renee from Be Reborn Art and Healing, with whom I did the swap journal. She always says perfection is not at play in the studio, and for me, that's a really good saying or quote, whatever you want to call it, because that's something I do too much. I had something for this. Oh, that one. The advantage of the rings is that you can easily, like you saw me do, you can easily take something out because it works way better if you have just an item. I prepared some of the things I want to make. For me, it works better when I'm prepared. And even with preparing this, it took me hours to think and search for things, adjust images, and yeah, that's just my thing. It is what it is. This is a doily. I really wanted in my because this is a personal journal, I really wanted this one, and you can see it's completely tattered and broken. And because I'm going to take another one, yeah, this one is open also. It's, yeah, on camera it shows up, but I didn't thought it showed up enough to really shine. This one I love also, but it blends a bit in the background, so that is why I glued on some, with my die cut I punched a circle, normal copy paper thickness, and I just glued it on the circle, so this is loose to get a little, yeah, more of the just loosely feel. And this morning I thought, I'm going to crumble the paper because you can see it in as an effect on the pocket. I like that better. This one is almost loose, but yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here and here because that's enough to put something in. And then with this, I'm going to repair it a bit, and then just around the hole, so I can put it in my rings again. So that has to about there, I think. Let's see that I'm not going over the book with the green. This can stick out. It's how I planned it. That is, oh, here is, I thought it would stick out more, but here it is. So now it's sticking out here and here. Let's see where I need to put my glue. I hope everyone is well again, or not again, but hope everyone is well and feeling like some inspiration. Yeah, that will be okay. I think I'm just going to lift it up a bit, and oh yeah, you can see it. I'm going to go to the edge, so this is maximized with the sticking out because that's something I like. But I had it a bit more. There will be a bit more sticking out here. Let's see that I'm in there. Yeah, I can fix that. So I'm just going to lift it. Oh, a bit of glue on there. We had an amazing holiday. It's, yeah, we always have a good vacation. We always go to France for my new subscribers. Because we love camping and France is an ideal country for camping. But this year, the surroundings, they were so gorgeous, and we went 3 weeks and we didn't want to go home. And after cleaning up everything, because we have a trailer tent and you have to clean some items and put them back, and everything goes in the dishwasher and the washing machine. So this really has to dry because it's shifting. So I'm going to leave it, and then I can tuck something in just to show you. And after everything was done, we were very quickly. Normally it can take up until a week before we bring the trailer tent back to the storage. But yeah, everything was taken care of, and the third day that we were home, we already took the trailer tent back to the storage, and my husband had a few days off before he had to start working again. I can make that hole a bit larger, I think. And otherwise I can always repunch it, but I think I can maneuver it a bit. And there was something here. No, it's maybe a bit. And but he was, yeah, that same week he started working, and his second job at the military. So he was busy. And yeah, I felt like, yeah, really I really got trouble getting into my routine again. And it has been years that I felt that way, to get started again. Yeah, that's what it is. Put that to the side. Then on this envelope, I didn't truly take this in order, but I put them in order how I want this. Now this I'm going to leave because I don't want to cover up everything, and I with some things I want maybe a flip that you can flip up. You have a beautiful image or some decoration, you can flip it up and you can still see the beautiful envelope, because that's why I chose these papers here. And I have a little note what I want to do on there. That helps me because sometimes I come up with these things and then days later I start filming, and then sometimes I don't know what I came up with, or oh, I'm throwing my glue around. So that's why I make little notes. This is the image I made, I chose. This is from Tailor Made Journals, and I'm not sure that I can, yeah, truly link everybody, or I'm not going to do it. That's what I wanted to say. I'm not going to link it because a lot is just in my stash, and I try to, with everything in my stash, I try to write on the back whose digital it is, but sometimes, yeah, especially in the beginning when I was crafting, I didn't do that, so I don't always know. And because in here I'm using so much that I don't know if I can recall everything, and then the list in the description box will be so long. But yeah, normally I really want to give credit to, yeah, who's it from. And but please, if you see an image that you really like, try to remember the timestamp so I can easily find it, and I will look it up for you. I will try to find it because, yeah, I think it's important that they get credit for their beautiful work, because I wouldn't know how to make a digital, and it's not something I truly want to learn, so that's fine too. So I will keep buying the digitals. But I know, yeah, because I just picked this yesterday, it's tailor-made journals. And I have a lot of Ruby and Pearl because I love her digitals, and I have a lot already printed out. Such a gorgeous lace. I love this so much. It's, I don't know if this was from France, but yeah, for a couple of years now, yeah, maximum 2 years or 1.5, I've been very lucky with finding beautiful items. If you saw my video, my whole video from France, amazing. But I have to say, my eyes are looking very particularly for certain items, and I can scan it real quickly with what I'm looking for. I'm not buying anything, and the price has to be okay, because, yeah, it's a hobby, and my funds aren't unlimited. And I'm really looking forward to making yeah, some vintage books into book covers. I have a couple of people on YouTube. I really love their journals, and a bit in that style, with old papers and some beautiful decoration on the cover. I'm really looking forward to making some of those. So if you're interested, keep an eye out, because, yeah, I want to sell those journals. And then I wanted to crumble this up a bit like that. That's why I left it. It's still very straight, but it doesn't tear all the way, just in a certain direction. And it's from clothing, so sometimes it's yeah, something that's askew on the fabric, and this was something like that. I don't know if I want to do it with the hot glue gun, which is truly dripping on my mat, but that's fine. Not my little tool, my big tool. I don't want to use too much glue, because then the effect of the randomness, or I don't know, the looseness is gone. And that's mostly what I really like when you're working with fabric, that it looks like it's just randomly folded and stuck down. And this is going to be on here like this, and then that's why I wanted the fabric, because then the white isn't so white anymore. And then there's some and yeah, maybe later that I decide I'm going to put something here, but it's not really my intention. But the difficult part now is to put the glue in the right spot. Let's see. Yeah, then you know me, I want it a bit straight. I want to have something showing here. Let's see if I can pick it up here. And then a bit more. Not easy. Am I in frame? Yeah. A bit like that. And I always like to smear it out a bit so it's never bulky, but also that it doesn't seep through, but it won't seep through with this, of course, but now I'm just eyeballing it, so, oh, that didn't work. It has to, it's fabric on fabric. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it has to dry way longer. So let's see if I have something. Yeah. I was looking for this one, but normally there was my normal tape in here, and I had it behind me in the closet. So I'm going to put that here so I can lay that down and put that on there. So for now, that's okay. Let's see which one. Then this one, and I know that it's this one because I prepared yesterday, and then some of it is still in my memory, luckily, because I keep forgetting a lot. Beautiful Italian page. And I thought, I just saw, I was looking for some washi, and I saw this one on. Really like the blue. I like blue. It's yeah, a color I really like. Put some ink on there, and first I thought I want it completely here, but then that's speaking out, and I don't like that. So, and I was debating over the whole and then punch it again, of course, or just a piece, and that's something I want to do. I thought I tore it, but I want it really in an angle. And I always say it, you don't have to ink for the people who are newer, but it's something I really like. I don't know why. I'm going to tear this also in that angle because that angle is here also a bit. And no, it's paper. And I don't like that bit of white. This is folded over, and I want to keep that like that. So I'm just going to put the glue on here. I have to reach a bit. Yeah, so a beautiful vacation with beautiful memories that we can hold on to for quite some time. Also, a lot of great people. The campings we go to are very small, always child-free, and not that we don't like children, because we have children. We're a grandma and a granddad, but yeah, on the camping it's nice that it's quiet there, and yeah, we like it a lot. And lots of those campings, they have table d'hôte, it's called in France, and that means in the olden days it was that you could join the owners at their dinner table, so eat with them. And that's how it got started. And some campings, they truly do that. They eat with you, and that was something this year. But we also had some campings in the past. Right. Huh? Oh, I tore it wrong, the wrong side. I wanted it this way. But some campings, they cook for the guests. Nah, what am I doing? Do I have it? Oh, how strange, how strange. And in a little, in a pointy, it's okay. And it's just a bit, not completely straight, but not completely askew, or in an angle, whatever it's called. But well, this camping did that. You could, they cooked twice a week, and you could choose if you wanted to join, and then everybody's on a long table and you eat together. And yeah, you get to know the people on the camping site a little better, and exchange maybe ideas for sightseeing, nice spots, and not for the first time also, but the people this year were also amazing. We had such fun and lots of laughter. It was great. The food was amazing. Yeah, we truly had a great time. Then I looked for some, let's see if I have everything. I have the fancy yarn, and I want to, yeah, on purpose I'm doing this. These are all a bit vintage colors, but I do like a pop of the real white. First I thought I'm going to dye them, tea dye them, but then I thought no, I like the contrast with the stark white, and so I'm going to leave it white. This is also something from a doily. I took it out, and I want that on here, on the point, so it makes the flap a bit heavier to that it stays down. And then I want some fancy yarn sticking out. I think I'm going to do that first because I wanted a postage stamp here. Oh, that's okay. Then they go over. I don't want to cover the complete postage stamp with the fancy yarn. Some glue on there. And that's a bit of a goal to use more postage stamps, because I have a lot and I use them too little. The Czech Republic, and I don't want to have it glued down completely, so I can curl it up maybe a bit like that. But then you can see that it's loose, I don't mind, like that. And then here, let's see which yarns I want to use and how many. Just a bit. And I thought I can, first my intention was on here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it underneath. I think that's a good length. It doesn't have to be too long. Let's see that I have a bit different ones. Very hard to come by in Europe. So these yarns, not a lot of different ones. And I know Udolcina sells them, but then they have to come from Canada, and the postage is so much. It's really a shame. Oh yeah, these I like also with the little tool on there. I hope you can see. It looks a bit far, but more like that. I don't have an uneven number, I think, but I don't think it's that bad. I'm going to make that a bit longer. Yeah. Put that to the side. Let's see. It's most easy, and I see the time is already flying again. I want a flower there. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a little mark. Oh, but not really showing. But where is it? I'm making them the same length, but I don't think that's necessary, that they're all the same. Let's see. As much fluff as possible. I cut them the way, no. Ah, well, like that. Let's see if I make that a bit longer. And then there's not much here. No, I'm going to make them the same. I don't like that. Because then one side is really long and one side isn't. So, no, not going to do that. I can do it like this and then just pick it up. A bit fiddly. And we had, yeah, for some people it's not that, maybe not that interesting, but my son-in-law comes from Indonesia, and he has to do his driving all over again. It's his driving license from Indonesia is not valid here, and he just started just a couple of lessons, and already they told him he can do his exam in the half of November. So that's pretty quickly, and we're very happy because driving license is very expensive in the Netherlands, and so the sooner you get it. Oh no, that's very long. I had to, yeah, it was better if I had done a couple of other ones until there, but that's just my preciseness and not really that important, but sometimes I can't help myself. So I'm going to cut these, and then, yeah, I just wanted to see how it is, but, and they can stick out on the bottom, that's not a problem at all, but not super much. Oh, like that. Now I'm going to use the hot glue gun. Oh, that's maybe too much because not the complete flower is on here. I think we'll be okay. Whoa. Did it shift? Let's take a peek. No, I think we're fine. I really like that. And until now, I just started, so I can always do something else. I think this will be okay also. Maybe I'm going to do something here, but at this moment I don't know what, but love this. And then the beige envelope will be, yeah, this is sticky, the old tape. I'm going to put it in there for now, but I think maybe I can put a little plastic in there. Like that. So if it's still sticky, it doesn't stick to the envelope. And maybe I'm going to put something on there, because I just like that, the folding. Let's see where this goes, because at the moment I can't really remember. Oh, here. No, that's that one. What is this one? Ah, the bill. This one. How did I want to do that again? I can't remember. Huh? Oh, these. On the back side. Ah, it can go, I think, yeah, that's why I chose a smaller image. Go to the side. Because here, image covers up a lot. Because I love the address, the amount. Yeah, that's also my downside, that I have so much trouble covering things up. And I thought here, because the image is not that big, you can see a bit of the handwriting, or not really, and still see a lot of things. So yeah, this is just going smack in the middle. And I could have done this differently, so you can pick it up and write on the back, but there's so much room already in all the envelopes that it's not really necessary. I want to decorate this up just a bit. It doesn't need too much. The image is very beautiful, but yeah, we have to decorate a bit, otherwise there's no personal touch. I love these numbers. I use them a lot. That's why I also know that they're from Shabby Dabby Doodah. And in the beginning, sorry for the reach, I bought them because she has them in colors. No, that doesn't work. So light blue, green, pink, and that's, yeah, I like that a lot. I had them quite in the beginning when I started. Then I want some texture paste, and just a bit here. So I'm just going to put the glue here and then glue that on, and then I can cut the excess off. I love texture paste, and again I did that in my personal journals also, that I use items I really love to keep them as a memory, that I love those items or materials. Oops. And that's something I want to do here also. So I love texture paste, I love lace. And with some things like the postage stamps, I want to go out of my comfort zone to use them more. And not only my comfort zone, but yeah, a lot of times I forget about them. And sometimes I also have that I don't really know how to use them, because I'm not very, I forgot to ink. Yeah, too late now. I would have liked if that was inked. No, I'm not going to do it now. Then it stands out a bit more. Beautiful image. If I had to guess, ruby and pearl, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, I need that. The big bottle of glue. Yeah, so it's already September. And in September, the last weekend of September, there is a kermis, we call it, with all kinds of things, rides you can go in. And a bit of kind of a gambling, you can do that in machines. But that's something I never liked. I always, as a child, I always wanted to go in everything. And the faster the better, and upside down and always, but yeah, that's something that's not happening anymore. Yes, like it. Very simple. It doesn't always need a lot. And yeah, on this side I want something, but I don't know exactly what, but this I already like. And I didn't back this, then I had to make the image smaller, and I want to use up a bit of my stash. And if I backed this with something else, then I would lose more of the envelope. So that's why I didn't do that. Then the telegram coin envelope. I already did this, and because I made the envelopes without really thinking how I wanted to do things, I didn't really think about the closure. A lot of times I use a label or a small image, but then I'm going to that's me again. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Suppose this is the label, then it has to stick out a bit, yeah, substantial for putting the flap. And then, yeah, I liked it's upside down like this, of course, but now you can see it. It's the yeah, I don't know how you call it, emblem, we say in Dutch, but I didn't want to cover it up. And I had to make the flap a bit shorter because it was interfering with the hole. So I came up with this idea. I'm going to put brads in here, and then there will be a yarn. But because it's closed and it's such a large envelope, I couldn't get here. So now the brad is sticking out, but I'm going to cover that up. That's not a problem. Oh, my glue is still open. Oh, that's not good. My textile glue. Let's see, this is all for this project. Ah, and I was almost forgetting it. This piece, and that's why it's good that it's already there. I want to reinforce this before I'm putting the holes, the eyelets in. So I have to make the holes again. And I already, what is it? Oh no, it's this hole. No, that's fine. So let's glue this on. I'm going to turn it so it's better. Now I have to keep my eye on my screen for if I'm in frame, because I did it a bit closer. Let's see. I want it that if you open the flap like that, that you can see the measurements. Oh no, I have to let it dry because the glue is seeping out on this side. Yeah, like that. And that's something also, I have some different measuring tapes. Also this one, a lot of people love that. And I keep forgetting or thinking it doesn't go with the project I'm making, and yeah, something like that. So that can dry a bit, and then I have this label. And on the top of my head, I can't remember whose it is, but it could be Shabby Dabby Doo, but I'm not sure. So yeah, it's a bit difficult, and if I have to name all the people I use for all these little items, then I have a pretty long list. I backed it with some cardstock, craft cardstock. I always like it when a label is a bit thicker or raised, and because most I just print on yeah, maximum 100 GSM. Ooh, I did it wrong. I wanted that underneath. So I need my textile glue. And this is bandage. It's elastic and very sturdy and close woven. But yeah, for this I wanted something else than cheesecloth. So I'm going to put some glue here, so that's already attached. I could have used the hot glue gun, but that's okay. And when we were clearing out my dad's apartment, because he went to the care home, we found a complete roll of this, and I thought, oh, I'm going to try to tea or coffee dye it. I think that's tea dye. And that worked. So now I want to use it. And of course it's really bumpy because here is the brad and this is also thick cardstock, and then this. But yeah, it doesn't matter. In the rings there's room enough, so it's always with a binding like this, it's never a problem. I can fray that a bit more, and I can always do that later also. And then here I found it a bit more difficult because it looks a bit plain here. Not that everything always has to be covered, but this is something I really like also, this kind of stuff. I think it's coconut leaf. I used it a lot when I was still making yeah, kind of flower arrangements, but the stuff I liked was with sticks and wood and moss and all those kinds of materials. So yeah, not really flowers. There's my little piece here, and you can, yeah, put it a bit, you can pull it. It's something I really like. So just a bit. And then I have, this is from a doily or a tablecloth also, a little piece. Yeah, I think that's a top side. And I thought something like that. Pick up the yellow. Here there was a very thick bling and it was too blingy for me. I didn't like it, so I took it off, but you can see the glue a bit, so I have to put something there, but I can make it less bulky and a bit less shiny. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I don't know exactly if I truly like it, but I'm going to do it. And when I first start making journals, I made a few journals in a bit more botanical style, and there I used this also. Love it. Such a cute material. This is more to get that straight edge away. Didn't want to come out. Yeah. This one. And thank you a lot if you're still sticking with me. Yeah, I like that better. I didn't have that first. And you will have seen in the photos, but off camera I will put a little blingy on there, but I didn't take it, so but that's fine. It has to be this hole, and I did this on the right spot, so now I only have to butt it up against there and see where the other hole was. So that's easy. Oh, I need it. And I have this, yeah, kind of a taupe color, a brownish color. Oh, my flower already has fallen off. Mostly it, oh, I did it, oh, it's not, yeah, you can see it now. It's too hard. It's thin. These papers are both very thin, so I pushed a bit hard. And then the paper cracks a bit. Oh yeah, not crack. I find this still very hard with this this tool. That's better. Yeah. Sometimes if I don't push hard enough, then that still sticks out, but it's okay. Yeah, beautiful color. I'm going to leave that for now so I can finish this. And I'm just going to start with a bit. Oh, no, that's not possible what I'm doing now. Like, no, I have to start here and then go back here. But then my rope is going over the crown. No, that's okay. How do I like it better when it's... Oh my gosh, I really have to think. Ah, yeah, I can do it like this, like that. Now the thread is there. Yeah, that's what I meant. Now I can just put it on there. I just want to let that hang a bit. And this is a stamp set I got from my dear friend. I stamped this on cardstock, and it's this stamp set from Which Craft Do You Do? And I really love it. And my friend Yvonne also, who lives in Australia, she's from Just Imagine Journals, and she gifted the stamp set to me. Very happy with that. And you really have to check out her channel. She makes amazing journals, and she has the best stories, yeah, she comes up with for that journal. Love it. It's so great. I had a different color. Let's see. It's more dark, and when I was testing it, I thought, no, I like the light one, and I do like the, yeah, off camera I'm going to change that. I like the dark one better, but this is the idea, just to show you. So I'm going to put my, I have this still here. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay. Tool. Let that dry. Sorry for the long video, guys. I hope you're sticking with me, but If not, I understand. Everybody is short in time. This is the next envelope. Let's see which one it was. I had a little coin envelope. Oh, I hope I know where this has to go. Sorry. No telegram. Put that there so I know that the telegram will be there. This one. Okay. This I really like. I want something there, but I don't know what. But this is completely plain, so I thought this will be a perfect spot for my super favorite image. It's going to be glued on there with some lace and some extras. So this is, yeah, this kind of envelope journal will be showing a lot of the things I like, I find beautiful or really like materials. So that's, yeah, also a nice way to fill your journal with your favorite quotes, your favorite fabrics, laces, sayings. But then you don't have to really think about what can I write about if you're not a real journaler. Like that. And then I was debating, this one I really like, but this one I also like. But I'm first going to glue on. This is real vintage lace I found in France and I really want to use. And it will be here, and I like this, the real tatty bit. Yeah, I think I'm just going to put some glue there, and then I can see how much I need. Do I want a bit of the gray or not? Let's see. Cover that door up or a bit more. Yeah, I want to leave a bit of the door, the open door. This one is a bit a finer tip, so I can position it a bit better all the way to the image. Let's see. It's a bit curly, but I want to glue it on straight, so I'm stretching it a bit. And now, let's see if it's not too much. If I put this here, I want to have it sticking out, because that's not a problem because the envelope is smaller. Or do I want the accent on the brown? I like this better. And when I was preparing, I really thought I was going for that one. This will be I keep letting it stick out, so I'm going to cut that in an angle. This is the last one. And then I have this little piece from a wedding dress, from, yeah, mostly here when there are buttons, but I only have, yeah, these three. So I cut it off, but I cut off the thick piece, because otherwise it will be too much. But I think it really goes well with this. So this can be a little frayed. And I want to, no, everything's falling on the floor. First this one, I want to have it sticking out, so I have to see where I position it. And with this kind of fabric, so thin, because it's really thin cotton, you really have to smear it, otherwise it will go right through your fabric. And I have to put a bit wider. And again, I don't want everything stuck down, because it makes it very, yeah, I have the word strict, but that's a wrong word in this case, but it makes it too neat. And this, I think it's also because that's, yeah, cut, because this didn't tear all, yeah. But now it's a bit straightish. It's not, it could have been tattier, but it's not. Fine also. I already stamped this, and it is what it is. Here I need my hot glue gun, because otherwise that won't, and I want it just there. Just the one simple, or am I going to change my mind? 3. They always say things in 3, but it looks so much then. I have no idea how this button was sewn on, because the raised part is soft. So, no idea how they did that. Let's see how I like that, because I think that might be cute also. And those debating things, that's always what takes me a long time. No. Maybe you were saying, yes, yes, please do in the comments if you think, oh, you should have done more. Let me know. Because, oh, that's a lot. Oh, that was a lot. Because I can always glue on more. But for now, this is what it's going to be. Now I have glue everywhere. Put that in my bin. Now it looks a bit lonesome, but I'm going to leave it like this for now, because I can always change it. And then the last envelope, that has to dry also. Where is my little paper? That's going there. And then the vellum envelope, I remembered that. This one. And this is, it was too large, so I folded it over. So I have to glue this down, and I'm going to do it with this one. And I'm going to start here, because I want just the, yeah, bit kind of a pink flower. I think they go well. This is what's going on there also. And I'm going to cut it with the, with the shape of the flap. Again, this is also paper. Sometimes I print the full washi strips designers have on. Did I want it completely? Oh wow, I don't know what I want it. But I do print them on sticky paper or transparency. I like that also, that you have a bit more the feel of a real washi. No, I didn't want that completely. Let's fold it over and let's see. Why not? Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'm going to leave it. So for, yeah, maybe newer people, this is a way to close a folded over piece. is just one way, and now you have the complete pocket to put something in. That's the advantage of closing it like this, because if I had put glue here, then my pocket would have been smaller. Now I have to open that because otherwise it's completely stuck down, and I can follow the shape. Ink it, because I did ink the vellum envelope. It doesn't really look, yeah. And I did have to adjust the shape here. I couldn't exactly mimic this. It was a bit more, so it's more round, but yeah, I don't mind. It's fine. The different shape. That's okay. Here you can hardly see the ink. And then I had found this in a magazine. This one, and I first thought I would just use my Y from my name, Yvonne, but then I thought the image is gorgeous, and it's shiny like a magazine, and normally I don't like it, but I thought, no, I'm not going to mess with this. I love it. And this is a page I had, a planner page, and I thought, oh, that's marvelous, because there's a lot of writing room. And I folded it over to, and this, I didn't want to cut it off because everything is writing space, and that goes in here. And it is very snug because this is very thick, so it was better if I had folded it up a bit more, but I forgot to take in account that this is very thick, and that's why it has to be shorter to fit but it fits, and that's okay. And here again, I want the flap to stay closed, and I have this quote from Ruby and Pearl. It speaks to me. I really love these quotes. I backed it with old book page. That's something I did off camera because, and also this, because it's just an image cut out and backed. And you have seen me do that lots of times. And I'm just going to glue this on the flap. So I have to measure a bit where I have to start. Again, it doesn't, that was a lot. It doesn't have to be stuck down completely. Maybe smear it out a bit, that there are no bumps and not upside down, because I'm very good at that also. And a bit in the middle, so it's not interfering with the holes, like that. Okay. And yesterday when I was preparing, you have seen in the beginning I put the photos, if I haven't forgot. I have photos of my desk. You don't see it now, but it's completely full with all trays and things I want to use. My laces are here, and but you will have seen it in the photo. And my fabrics, and these I recently bought in France, not on my holiday, but I ordered it from an Etsy seller. And these are really, really old fabrics, and they fell in my bin. And luckily I saw it, and I thought, huh, what's in my bin? Normally there's only paper in there, and the fabrics had fallen in. Oh, luckily I saw it. I don't think I would have emptied my bin and didn't see it, but you never know. That was a lot of money in fabric. And let's put this in so you can see the effect, because I thought the effect was also nice, that you can see Yeah, the colors are muted, of course, but the colors go very well. And then here you can see the beautiful alphabet. And here will be, I don't have really anything, but I'm going to put a journaling card in there where I can write on, and yeah, I can write on this. But this envelope is, yeah, in a way done, as this pocket has to be filled. So that's my super, super long video for today. I hope you like this. Let's see what I made. This will be changed. The thread, and oh, I have to close this. And here will be the vellum envelope. Let's see how I can arrange this. Let's see. Maybe I can zoom out. No, wrong way. Zoom out a bit. And now you can see a bit of my mess. So this is what we did. This one I really love. I'm going to put it like this. And in the photographs you would have seen everything I was going to make today. I always like that when people do that. I like to know what I'm going to watch when I start a video. And so this is it. I hope you like that. I hope you got some inspiration from my project. And I really hope I see you in my next video. I would love a like and a comment. It will help my channel to grow. And I love inspiring people. Have a very great day, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.